Okay. Yeah, so abhi we had gone into the lower octaves. The lower octave जिसे मंद्र सप्तक कहते हैं. तो ये सप्तक, इसके बारे में my music teacher once told me many years ago. It's very interesting. He said if you want to hit high notes, if you want to practice hitting the high notes, practice in the lower octave. It is so counterintuitive. ऐसा लगता है कि हाई नोट पहुंचना है तो हाई नोट पे जाना पड़ेगा और हाई नोट की प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी. But that's not how it works. How it works is if you are able to go low, only if you are able to go low, then you can go high. And probably this applies in the spiritual world as well. If you want to fly high, if you want to fly high in life, learn to go deep into life. The deeper you sink yourself into the truth, into the reality of what life is, the deeper you can go, the deeper the depths of understanding, of love, of truth, of beauty, of joyousness, of the self, the deeper you can go within yourself, the deeper you can reach and the deeper you can access the deepest parts of who you really are. That is what prepares you to fly high in life, to be happy in life, to flow with whatever is. Because if you've only remained at the surface, you will be thrown around by all waves. Every wave that comes, you get thrown up and down and in and out and round and round and round. But if you want to ride the surf, riding the surf is not very popular or known in India. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because of the nature of the oceans that we have or the waves that we have or whatever. But in the Atlantic and Pacific, where the waves crest, and you must have seen uh, videos or movies or maybe how they take the surfboard and they go, and then they find a wave and they ride that huge wave up and then ride with it all the way back to the shore, ride that wave in a full speed and with full control and mastery. So if you want to do that in life, rather than being tossed around, when you first start to learn surfing, you get thrown around like crazy. Every wave that comes just throws you around. You cannot even stand on the surfboard. Forget about. So you start with lying down flat on the surfboard and just going like a little turtle trying to trying to swim on top of the turtle. Tuck, 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 tuck. You don't dare to stand up. You don't even dare to sit on the surfboard. And but as you get a little more confident and able to you go into the depths of the ocean. The ocean just pushes you down and under and over and sideways, and eventually slowly you become better and better at it, and now you can actually maybe tentatively get on your feet on that surfboard and go a little bit, and then finally when you really gain mastery, you can stand on that surfboard and the wave just takes you, gives you a beautiful ride on the top of that crest, and it's a very great high to be able to do that. And the same with life. We can either get tossed around the ocean of life without any control and just tossed around all over the place with no experience of what is going on and feeling completely helpless. Um, or we can learn to gain mastery over life, over everything that comes, over everything that comes in life. And so then when we do that, how do we do that? How do we navigate? How do we learn to navigate this ocean of life? Is by going deep, deep, deep. So, for example, some ragas are especially suitable for this lower octave. One such raga is Darbari, Rag Darbari. So, the same notes of Darbari are experienced in mostly in the lower octave only. You don't go too high in Darbari, you just stay in the lower octave. It's a very somber, very pleasant, very beautiful raga, and you just love to just go deep into the lower sections, lower notes, lower frequencies. Sa hitting that lower sa is like a it's like a coming to a place of rest, but if you can do it in a stable way, that is considered a very big achievement in the world of vocal shastriya gaiki. Pa pa da pa ma pa ga ga ma re sa re ga ma pa da da ne pa sa sa re ga ma pa da da ne pa ma pa da ga ga ma re ni re sa sa ni sa re da. Darbari just brings you, pulls you back. It's like gravity, just pulls you down into the lower notes. Naturally, it just pulls you towards the lower notes. Da ni pa sa kalo vashbo bahti aksho ajaru buri reta music. which is a combination of notes. So this is the harmonic minor, the minor scale actually. But raga is much more than a scale. Okay. So for example, with Darbari, it's not just enough to say, okay, sa re ga ma pa da ni pa sa ni da pa ga ma pa ga ma re ni re sa. It's not just enough to name the notes and say, okay, these notes make up this scale and therefore it's the raga. There's a chalan to it. There is a particular way of traveling these notes. In the Western scale, you can go any note to any note, and it's still darbari. I mean, it's still that harmonic minor scale. But if you want to do darbari, so for example, the ga is the gandhar जो है सारे ग तो ग जो है वो आंदोलित है. इट्स नॉट जस्ट अ स्ट्रेट गा, इट्स आंदोलित यानी उस पर आपको थोड़ा सा सारे ग म प ध प म प ध. सो ध पे ऐसे झूलना होता है. ध प म प ग ग पे भी आंदोलन. ग रे सा. There's a very beautiful composition. There's one in the movie also of a मोरा पिया मुझसे बोलत नाही, मोरा पिया मुझसे बोलत नाही. द्वार जिया, here's the dhaivat and here how it goes andolit. द्वार जिया के खोलत नाही, मोरा पिया मुझसे बोलत नाही. So the composition which takes advantage of all these elements of the raga, but so going deep into this, into the music, going deep into the music of life. The deeper you go, the higher you will fly. There's another one. What is that? घूंघट के पट खोल. And there's one composition which एक बंदिश which I was taught by my teacher, which are escape. मन काहे oh gosh, man sare na na ga mare ni re sa ni sare da ni pa sa. Oh man, what Usually, it's much easier to hit the lower sa in the morning. This is too late in the day for this. The body is already on a much uh, higher energy level. First thing in the morning, the lower sa comes almost very, very easily and naturally and in a very fluid way. Uh, uh, I will find that bandish maybe by next time. But they say God is in the detail. God is in the detail. A lot of people spend their life, uh, and I think miss out on life because they are not able to, or willing to, or interested in. And this is the worst shame. If you're not able to, okay, excused. If you're too busy, maybe surviving, maybe too busy earning money, or maybe too busy with too many problems and physical problems or health problems and stuff like that. Chalo, maaf kiya. You're too caught up with the vicissitudes and the storm of life to get into such detail of anything. You simply have to make do with whatever you can and you move on. And if somebody says about something in such detail about anything, the music or a particular raga, it's like you don't have time for it because you're too busy. Chalo, chhod diya, maaf kiya. Who are not able to get into the detail, maybe their openness, their intellect, their emotional presence, their intellectual presence, their intellectual ability also sometimes, or their knowledge level. They've never got a chance to get educated and therefore to go into such details of anything, whether it's physics, spirituality, music, maths, science, history. I mean, every subject, if you go into it, there's so much beauty, there's so much joy. But maybe you never got educated, maybe you never got the chance to go to a good education, and therefore never had a time to read all the great books, and therefore you are not able to appreciate जो बारीकी होती है उसको समझने की, जानने की, अनुभव करने की आप में को भी माफ कर दो, ठीक है, ओके. But what about the others who have the ability, the intelligence, and the time, and are simply not interested? This is too much. छोड़ो 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 इसको, ये बहुत ये क्या चला बोर हो गए. I don't know. I have no time or patience for that kind of person who cannot who cannot uh, I don't know, be open to experiencing divine presence, experiencing the subtle things in life, and those are available no matter what field you go into, no matter what field it is. There are so many details which are so fascinating. I have yet to come across a subject which I don't find fascinating. And if you haven't found at least two or three subjects in your life which you are just like, oh my God, wow, then I think you need to open your eyes a little bit more and look around and find those subjects. And there may be different subjects for different people, but at least find three things, three areas of knowledge which really like excite you. Chalo, three night two. टू नहीं, चलो एक एक तो ढूंढो भैया, एक तो ढूंढो कम से कम. There must be one thing that you find interesting in the world, whether it's art or science, physics, history, geography, um, mathematics, statistics, economics, music, painting, sculpture, physiology, anatomy, medicine, something. There's so much. And each one of them, oh my God, you get into it, it's fascinating. There's a whole world, a whole universe, which is awaiting with open arms to play with you, to welcome you, to give you this ride of the surfer on a high. You know, sometimes I wonder about this whole idea about escaping this circle of life and death. I'm like, why? This life has so much to offer, so much to offer. इससे क्या और आगे हम इसको छोड़ के कहाँ जाएंगे, क्या करेंगे? I mean, I wouldn't want to abandon music, physics, um, anything, history, law. Fascinating, fascinating, fascinating stuff. And you're talking about drop all that and escape from this circle of life and death. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful opportunity that we have received to experience this life. And we are going to spend our time trying to escape from it. I don't know. Maybe there is some dimension beyond this which may be available afterwards. I don't know. But I'll think about it afterwards. Right now, let me drink this cup of life with both hands. Great. Case going on in the US right now on there's a football coach who likes to do a prayer at the, I don't know if it's the start of the game or the end of the game, on the 50-yard line, which is, you know, whatever the touchdown zone as it is called. He likes to kneel down and pray. And the school at which he's a coach has asked him not to do that because it may be in violation of the separation of church and state, and that a school is not supposed to be a place where you neither promote nor demote religion. So this they're viewing as a promotion of religion, and therefore they're disallowing him, and he has gone all the way to the Supreme Court to saying that this is infringing on his fundamental right to practice whatever religion that he wishes to. And so it's an interesting legal battle that's going on in the US Supreme Court right now. So, I mean, regardless of the outcome and what may actually happen, I don't know what will happen. But just the fact that we can ponder these kind of questions, that we can explore these kind of thoughts, explore these kind of ideas, and try and discover what is the way forward, what is in the best interest of all, what is the right way to move forward. It's a fascinating case to me. I've been following it for the last 2 days because it's just opened yesterday. And apparently right now it seems that the judges are leaning in favor of the coach. But anyway, what do you guys think? Should, in India, of course, it's a different thing. I mean, India has religion and state very much mixed up, unfortunately. Um, but uh, but the separation of church and state, which is to say religion and state, has been very much a foundation of American law. and with good reason, because the initial settlers were people who were fleeing persecution, religious persecution in Europe, and that's why they came to America. So for them, it makes sense to have established laws which try to keep religion out of the picture and purely base it on what is ethically or morally um, correct, based on basic fundamental principles of humanity rather than those espoused by any particular church or religion. But the conversation is important. That conversation which happens. Black American guy who shared about his experience with the Ku Klux Klan, which is an racist organization, anti-black organization, and his experience with that. So go through it. That video that I posted. It's a TED talk by this guy. Very, very interesting, and it's the conversation that's important, and what comes out of it. Anyway, so get into stuff, guys. If you haven't found a subject that you find interesting, this is why the teenagers of this generation are bored. They're bored to tears. They're bored to a point where they don't even want to live, because they've lost the ability to get interested. And because they've lost the ability to get interested, everything is just, yeah, so what, so what, so what? Because you don't get into the detail. If you get into the detail, then the so what will become very obvious to you. As long as you just skim the surface, everything is, it's okay, see, TK. And this is the root of depression in the younger generation. We see so many teenage suicides out of boredom. I mean, it just boggles my mind. How can anyone possibly get bored? Given how fascinating every moment is, how fascinating every object is, how fascinating everything is, every breath. Yeah, loss of interest that everything is easily available. Yeah, that's part of the problem. When you don't have to struggle, like I'm struggling to reach that sa today, the lower sa, I'm not quite there. So that struggle is what makes it interesting. That struggle is what makes the game worth playing. Without struggle, there is no play, there is no game. And when everything is just handed to you on a platter, every gadget, every object, every car, every clothes, every fashion thing, whatever. Friendship, love, everything handed to you on a platter. Parental care, excessive care, overbearing care. That's when the value of that care becomes less and less, and then you have this bored generation. So I'm asking each one of you to discover what is that passion. Maybe if it lines up with your career, well and good, you're lucky. But even if it doesn't line up with your career, what is that one subject, at least one, two, three subjects which you find interesting? And so after we hang up, I want each one of you to post on the Open Door group. What are your subjects that you can? Here is the criteria. If it is a subject in which you lose all sense of time, you forget about food, you forget about sleep, and you are just willing to just spend, forget spending time, it doesn't even feel like spending time. What is that one subject that takes you into that zone? Could be anything, embroidery, I don't know. But what is it? And so list that in the WhatsApp group. I think everyone is on the group. I don't know if I is on the group, in that group, and energy will send the link and all. So everyone, after we hang up, post your 3 top subjects that are showstoppers for you. And If you can't even find one, say that in the in the chat window. I don't have anything in life which I find enough that I lose sense of hunger, sleep, time, and then let's find you something next time. Okay, great, wonderful. Anything anyone would like to say, share, or ask, please do so. And turn on videos. कोई है?
है ना सर, सब है।
सब है. Are you there? Yes, great. So any thoughts, questions, comments?
तो सर एक्चुअली आप जो
Any?
बोल रहे थे ना, डू यू हैव एनी सब्जेक्ट्स, तो आई तो फील आई
Yeah,
एम ऑलवेज इनटू सो मेनी थिंग्स दैट आई लाइक एवरीथिंग,
fantastic. Great.
बट व्हेन आई सी पीपल कुछ अच्छे में भी उनको बुरा ही दिखता है, देन आई एम लाइक क्या हो सकता है इनका।
That
I
is
can
also an
just stare at
interesting.
a, yeah, I can
Uh,
stare at a leaf, a flower, a bird. I can just
correct.
keep staring for hours to do this. I don't know what is lost for
Right.
others, but there are many people
Right.
who don't have anything.
Right. Right. I know. So they can find, we can help them find something. Yeah. Jennifer ji,
क्या बताऊँ बहुत सारी सब्जेक्ट्स है लेकिन
बहुत
मुझे
सारे.
स्पिरिचुअलिटी ascended masters का reading I can just get lost doing my kriya I can get lost practicing my sitar I can get lost and forget about the time so all these
Right.
things I can just get lost
Great. 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 Wonderful. Okay. So in the chat, post your top three areas of life where you can lose all time, forget when it is, what time it is. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Hari Om.